sorry the background, as you can see, isn't very pleasing to the eye, to say the least. That's because, I don't really have like a good spot next to my bookshelf right now because I'm moving out to college in less than a month. And so I already filmed a video of this prior, but I hated the way it was filmed, so I'm re-filming it all. So if I might end up forgetting things because I feel like I've already said them before because I have, they're just not on the same video. But I'm redoing it just because I didn't like it. But anyway, long story short, I'll be moving into an apartment in about a month or so. I didn't want to wait to film this video because I have a bunch of books now that I want to haul. And, but I will have a bookshelf there, and I should have a cooler, nicer looking setup than this right now, but working with what I've got. So anyway, so I'm pretty much doing all these books in backwards order as I did prior. So this first book I have is The Real Real by Emma McLaughlin and Nicholas Cross. There's a lot of glare in this book, I'm sorry, because I'm sitting by the window. But I've really been into reading about a lot of books about Hollywood lately. I read this book that's about this girl who she gets cast in this reality TV show, and her crush ends up getting cast also, and it's basically just about how reality TV shows aren't as real as they make them seem. A lot of things are staged, so it's about this girl and her balancing her real life with her fake life, and just kind of the two coming together, and the fact that like she had to ditch a lot of her old friends to be in this TV show, and just kind of balancing the real with the fake real, as it says in the summary of the book. So I'm excited about reading this because I really do enjoy reading books about Hollywood. But this next book is also about Hollywood. It is called You Look Different in Real Life by Jennifer Castle. And I haven't read this book, but she also wrote the beginning of After, which is a book that's really popular. So if you've heard of that book or read that book, she's also wrote this book. This one was about the group of girls. I think when they were younger, they filmed a movie or some sort of Hollywood production together, and they come back many years later to film another thing. And the reason they come together is because they want to be reunited with each other, and they haven't seen each other in forever. So they make another movie together. This next book, guiltily, I'll explain why I bought it, but yeah. This book is called Out of Play by Nereid Dawn and Jillian Perry, and I'll be 100% honest, the reason I bought this book was because the girl in it plays hockey. So I never read a book that's fiction that's about hockey, so I want to see how that plays out, and there's a romance in it. So romance and hockey, what more could you want in life? This next book is called The S Word by Chelsea Pitcher. It's the way they advertise it's a lot like 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. So this girl dies, and it's kind of just discovering more about her life and like the people that she affected. And but I really like the cover of this book. It's really cool. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's like imprinted, like all these, like the word slut is like imprinted on the book, and I think that's really cool and really interesting of a cover. So I really, overall, just like the cover. If it's a bad book, at least the cover's really cool. I mean, oh, well, it's edited by Beatrice Nancy, let me say. It's not actually written by her. It's an anonymous teenage diary. It's hard to see with the glare, sorry. And I read books like this that are anonymously written, and because it's anonymously written, but it's like a teenage diary, and I think books that are written in this diary format are really cool, and I just really like, I really like reading these books. And it's about this girl who has AIDS, and this boy who like gives her AIDS, and he gives her the HIV virus first, and it turns into AIDS. And I just think that's kind of a really interesting thing that not a lot of books are about, so I'm excited to read that. This next book is Nobody But Us by Kristen Halbrook. The glare on these windows, I'm sorry if this books aren't be able to see me because of the glare of the window and the lighting on the book. This book, basically the whole reason I bought it is what I'll read in the back of the book. I can't explain it as well as the author can, so I'm just going to read what she wrote. And basically this little paragraph that they wrote is the entire reason why I bought this book, to be honest. So Zoe, the character, says, maybe it'll take Will years to come to terms with being abandoned. Maybe it'll take forever. I'll stay with him no matter how long it takes to prove that people don't always leave, don't always give up on you. And I think the concept of not leaving this boy behind is just really cool, because it sounds like he has been left behind and he has been abandoned by other people in his life. And I think the romance will be really cool because she kind of is just helping him out. This next book has a really, really cool cover. It's called Premeditated by Jocelyn L. McQueen. I think the the cover of that is so cool. I think that's so cool. A week ago, Dina's cousin Claire cut her wrists. 5 days ago, Dina found Claire's diary and discovered why. 3 days ago, Dina stopped crying and came up with a plan. 2 days ago, she ditched her piercings and bleached the black dye from her hair. Yesterday, knee socks and a plaid uniform became a predator's camouflage. Today, Dina will find the boy who broke Claire. By tomorrow, he'll wish he were dead. And that is that book. This book is a book I got from a publisher for free from HarperCollins Christian Publishing. It's by Robert Whitlow. It's called A House Divided. I'm not sure if I'm going to read this book right away or how I'm going to read this, if I'm going to read this. And this book is basically about a case involving a chemical exposure, and this guy is representing these two kids, and it's just about the case and surrounds the case in general, if you can't really tell by like the cover. Like the guy's only a brief case. I'm really glad to have received it for free, and I'll probably read it eventually someday, but just probably not right away. This book is The Truth About Alice by Jennifer Matthew. It's also kind of similar to, which book was it? I can't remember what it was now. Oh, the S Word. It's very similar to that book. Kind of similar plot line with a girl who I believe she has died, and they all are talking about like how she died, and this book I think I'll probably honestly maybe read pretty soon, just because it's a short book and I can read it in between the time I will get my next book to review. This next book is one I was really excited about when I ordered it. It's called Somebody Up There Hates You by Hollis Seaman. Basically, it's about a kid who's in hospice, he has cancer, and all the people in hospice care want to make him stay alive as long as possible, and Richie has his own kind of ways to make live his life to the fullest in the last kind of few days, months, weeks, whatever he has to live. So I'm really, really excited with this one. These next two are books I got from a previous Book Outlet box I bought, but they're still pretty current. Every Day by David Leviathan, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this book. I won't really explain much about it. But first of all, it's shocking that I bought this book and this other book I'll show you, because they're duologies so far. I don't think they're becoming trilogies, but I never typically will buy series books. There's a lot of reasons why, and I don't want to explain them all, but I don't typically buy series books, but duologies I can kind of manage because it's just 2 books, but so I'm glad I was able to manage to convince myself to buy this book. And this other one is Something Real by Heather Demetrius. Like I said, I think it's also a duology, and this book is pretty big. There's a lot of, I think it's over 300, 400 pages. And it's about a reality TV show also, which I just really like the whole Hollywood concept right now, so I bought this book because of that. And it's a family, and they have, I think, like 10 kids, and I think the hardest part of reading this book, I think, is going to be keeping all the characters straight, but other than that, I think it'll be a really good book, and I'm excited to read this one. This next book is the one I was most excited for, but I also wasn't as excited for once I point out something. This is My Book of Life by Angel by Martine Levitt. I don't know. But long story short, it's about, I think, this girl who's a prostitute, and I know that sounds weird, but I really like books like that. I recently read Candy by Kevin Brooks, and it's about a prostitute also, and I just think it's such a different world, it's a taboo like topic, and it's not a lot of things that people really talk about, but I think writing a book, and this book was really interesting. It was a book I was most excited for, but the only thing that kind of was a letdown, I guess, which isn't the author's fault, it's great, but it's not like my style of book. It's written in free verse, which I'm not a big fan of, but I mean, it'll be really quick to read, which will be good, so I'll probably read it pretty soon, but I just have never been a big fan of free verse books, and like books that aren't written in like typical form, but it should be pretty good. I'm sure it's probably pretty great. It's gonna be hard for me to get over that whole idea of that, the way it's written. And this last book I have to show you is a book I'm currently probably going to start reading basically as soon as I can. I was reading Being by Kevin Brooks, and I'm a really big Kevin Brooks fan. I just like the fact that he has a lot of lines in his books that are really quotable, and I don't know, his writing's I really like his writing. I'm reading Being right now, and I won't go into the whole summary of what that's about, but I'm not really enjoying it, and I knew Open Road Summer was coming, and Now and Forever were coming in the mail, so I think that's also why it was hard to read, because I knew 2 really good books that I've wanted to read for a while came in the mail. But anyway, this is, as I think I just said, Open Road Summer by Emery Lord. A lot of people have been talking about this book lately, and it's about Hollywood, and this girl goes on tour, and it just sounds really good. And it seems like it has a lot of mixed reviews. Some people really like it, some people don't like it. But it was a hardcover book, and I found it on Amazon, and with shipping it was $4, so I decided to read it. That, I believe, is all I have for a book haul. Hopefully this will be the last time I'll film this video, and this will be all I have to do. But thank you for watching this, and I'm sorry if it wasn't as great as it can be. I hope my videos will improve in the future. This is just the first time I'm filming this, the first time I'm making a video, but long story short, I wanted to make this video just because I feel like a lot of other people who do book hauls, they mainly read fantasy books, which is fine, but I don't read fantasy books, and so I just wanted to create a video out there in hopes that, not in hopes, but like the fact that there might be other people out there like me who don't love read fantasy, and I just wanted to create a book haul video just to show the books that I think are interesting right now, like contemporary-wise, not just all the fantasy books, to see if there are other contemporary readers out there who are also reading the same books. I just have never been a huge fantasy fan, so I want to create my own book haul based on books that I think are interesting. But other than that, that's really all there is to say, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Again, thank you so much, and I will see you next time.